Well, hi, it's David Gomm in the Stained Glass Studio. Now, this project is a series of 4 different segments from our desktop video that we sell on Amazon. And so this first one, we're going to show you how you can make a brochure or a rack card stand. Now, in the video, there you'll see a crawl as to how you can get the PDF for this project. It's about 20 pages, but you might want to just go to the description of the video down below and click on that. One of the projects on the PDF is not shown in any one of these 4 segments. It's for the paper tray. However, you'll be able to see what the paper tray looks like if you really look hard. The thing is, once you've done these different projects or watched them, you'll be able to have the skills necessary for making the paper tray. And so anyhow, we hope you have fun with these. These are some great projects, and we'll talk a little bit about them at the first of this video. Well, hi, it's David Gomm in the Stained Glass Studio, and joining me is Jeannie Gomm, my favorite designer. And today we're going to show you something that we're pretty excited about, aren't we?
Sure, it's fun.
We've been doing stained glass for many years, and as we do stained glass, we have many people who like to do gifts, and that's why we have this project series. Now, one of the things that we feel is missing is something that really appeals to men. And on this video, we're going to show you different things that men will like.
Hope so.
Yeah. It's hit and miss, but we know for sure that women are going to love them. So anyhow, let's get started. Now, with your DVD, you'll get a PDF. Now, this PDF has 20 pages of very detailed instructions. I wanted to show you what the, these are actual plans printed out on a plotter. Well, you probably don't have a plotter, and even if you do, you don't need to waste all this paper. Instead, what we're going to do is follow the PDF. And so, let's get right to that. The first thing we're going to build is a brochure stand. The reason I chose this was the first one because
everyone has brochures.
Yeah, that's it. Actually, I need one. So we've got the brochures that we print are slightly smaller than this. These are called rack cards. And I don't have a place for the rack cards, so we haven't used them. So I thought I'd start with that one. Now on the plan, you'll see that there are dimensions listed here, and for all the different pieces. And then there's a picture of how it goes together. So I'm going to do that. Now I'm modifying the dimensions. It says here that it needs to be 5 inches wide, plus a ½ inch wider than the brochure. Well, my brochure, I've measured it. It's a little over 3½ wide, so we're going to make this 4 inches wide. Okay, so to cut a piece of glass 4 inches wide, I set my strip cutter 4 inches. Now I'm using our specially blended orange glass cutting oil, and this is orange oil mixed with a massage oil, which is food grade, and so it's very safe and very uh, inert. But it smells good. I like to put a little bit into a cap so that I don't spill a lot of it if it gets spilled. Now, I've set this at 4 inches. Now I run up, but I didn't score. What I did was I ran that wheel and it put oil all along where I'm going to cut. So now I can score. And let's see, 24 inches. The distance we've got here is 9 on is 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. I think we might be able to get it all out of one strip. We'll see. So I'll set my glass aside. Now there's a plain design, and then there are 3 other designs. One's called the rolling, one's called tulip, and the other one is linear. And each one of these projects have those 4 different designs. So let's see. First one I need is 9 inches. Next one, 8 3/8. Next one, 4 1/2. And the final one is 2 7/16. So we'll see if that will, if I can get that out of that piece or not. Nope, can't quite get it. I need a strip 2 1/4 for the 2 edge pieces. This is kind of handy doing it all out of the same color of glass. Takes a little longer when you're swapping around different colors. But because it's a brochure, I want the main focus to be on the brochure itself and not on the stand. Alright, that's 2 1/4 and 4 1/2 inches for the length. Now to set my width again, I'm just going to bring my glass cutter right up to the edge. Let's see, that was... Okay, now these two pieces are for my sides, and this piece is for the front, and it's supposed to be 2 7/16, so I'm not sure if I can actually cut it. Okay, I'm running into the same problem as I had before. So I need a... Okay, so that's going to be 4 inches by 2 7/16. Okay, Jeannie, you can start foiling these.
Okay, I'm going to do some foiling of the pieces that David just cut for this brochure. I started and then I kind of ran out of foil, so I just wanted to let you know that you can start right where you left off, just kind of go over the same piece, making sure that there's enough on both sides, and then if you've overlapped it just a little bit, you can continue on. So don't worry, sometimes when you get to a corner and it's really sharp, you'll accidentally cut the foil. So don't worry about that. You just continue on. Just wanted to let you know that. Also, I'm using a little bit thicker foil on this just for strength. And you can do that. I'll use a little teeny foil if I'm going like around the profile of a face. Or something that I need a lot of detail. Usually I'll use a 1/4 inch. It's just kind of a standard size. Right now, I'm not sure, I think this is a 3/8 inch piece, but it's working just fine, so just to let you know that. So I went all around it, kind of doing little hospital corners there on each corner. And after I pinch it all the way around, I'm going to use the fid to burnish it. Now you want to make sure that it's burnished down pretty well, because this is the only thing that the solder is going to stick to. And some of my students will say, well, what if I get solder on the glass? And don't worry, for one thing, it'll just ball up. And so later on, you'll just be able to wipe it off. The solder doesn't stick to the glass. Be careful though if you do get solder on there, because it's hot and so it could crack your glass. So just be careful of that. So, but I'm getting ahead of myself. Right now we're at foiling. So I foiled all that one, and I'm going to do that to all the pieces to get them ready for David again.
Okay, we're soldering the brochure stand. First thing you do is add a little bit of flux, and you'll see that I'm going over both edges, the top and the side, so that I can do it. And this is very important whenever you're doing 3-dimensional soldering, and that every one of these projects is 3-dimensional. So now I run a little bead right here around on the edge first. by tinning this edge, it makes the assembly go so much better. Now I just run it around the top. And then I run it around the top edge on the other side. I've already done the side, so I don't have to do the sides a second time. Now, this is the bottom of the brochure stand. And here's the one that's the angled front piece. And now I will finish soldering all these up as Jeannie feeds the foiled ones to me. Okay, now we're moving on to the assembly part of this brochure plan. Now, here's the longest piece. This is the tallest one. And it is the angled back piece. And this one is the straight back piece. It's shorter, you'll see. Now, what we do to assemble it is we want to have the straight back piece stand just as straight as we can get it. And all I'm going to do is just tack right there. Okay, now I'm going to move the bottom piece I'm not happy with the way that's lining up, so I'm going to have to, this is why I just tacked it, I have to drop this one down a bit. Okay, now I'm tacking this back edge. Just a bit. Okay, now I think I can work this piece a little better so that it'll, if I can get it to come loose, there we go. And I want okay, now I've got my now what I'm doing here, I've got the glue chip side facing out here and facing out here, and I'm going to do the same thing here. It's facing out on this side. Now this I put right on the edge. I pick up a little bit of solder and I just drop it right on there. And see, I've got enough flux left over from moments ago. When I tinned it. Just go along here and tack solder it all. Now I'm going to put this one up here, and all of a sudden it's going to get quite strong. You'll notice this one just drops back slightly, and that's okay because the other front piece will cover that over. Looks like I'm gonna Okay, now I'm going to do some finish soldering along this edge. You'll notice I'm just dragging it across. I have to do this very quickly. I don't want the iron to be on there any longer than I have to, because I don't want it to get so hot that it'll drip through, because that'll be very hard to clean up. But I kind of bridge the gap, and as I'm bridging the gap, it's leaving a pretty good looking joint, so more than likely I won't have to go over this a second time like I do in some projects. This is fairly close to level, so I'm getting away with it. Okay, now let me show you right here on this edge. See how that's kind of standing up proud? What I can do I kind of round it over by adding just a little bit of solder. See that? Okay, now I'll finish up the rest of it, and once it's cleaned, we'll show you how it works.
Okay, well this is beautiful. I'm going to show you how to clean it up. I'm going to spray it with Quick Clean. I think that'll clean it up really good. Kind of spray it all over. What I'm trying to do is mostly get the flux off, because the flux will leave, first of all, little ash marks. So I don't want that. Now if you're a real stickler for it, getting all the ash marks off, you can just brush it off. Okay, I'm going to wipe it all down. Trying to get it. What's going to be tricky is getting inside there. But David was a good solderer, and he didn't get a lot of beads of solder under there, so that's good. Thank you. Okay, so I'll just get that really nice. Now, you could patina this. You could patina the metal a copper or a black, or using a black copper you could make it bronze. I think we're just going to leave it silver. And so what I would like to do is just polish it. After I get this pretty good. Then I think I'm going to leave it silver, because like David was saying before, we want the brochure to tell the story. We want people to look at the brochure and say, aha, that's what I want. Okay, so next I'm going to use just a never dull polish. It's just a silverware polish, and it comes in just a little wad. So all you need is just a little bit. It already has the polish on the rag, So you just get a little bit of that and then just go over all of the metal.
It's funny that it's called never dull, since when you put it on the metal, it makes it dull.
It does at first.
Until
It
you
kind of gets
polish it.
dull. Yeah, until you buff it out.
Yeah.
That's true. Okay, so once I've gone all the way around everywhere, then I'm just going to get a rag and buff it. Now be careful, you know, so you don't knock it around, but I'm just going to buff it out. That'll just shine it up, make it all pretty. Okay. And then we've buffed it out. It's all nice and shiny. Then we'll see if it works. The moment of truth. Beautiful.
Okay, it actually fit.
Beautiful.
That had me worried for just a moment. Okay, and I just want to point out this. If you notice, there on the PDF, there's a little picture of what this might look like. And look, it looks just like it. See?
Hey, you did a good
Yeah.
job.
And now, there's also, on the next page of the PDF, there are alternative designs for these side pieces. Because you may not just want just a normal old piece of glue chip. You might want a design. So this one has kind of a rolling look. This has got a tulip look, and this has got some stripy, linear kinds of
Or
looks.
just a different color.
Yeah, so you can do different designs, or you can do different colors, different types of glass. You can your creativity is your own limit. So
As
so
in
that-
glass, it's always that way. It just can go crazy.
yeah, so there we go. We're done with that one, and now we're ready to move on. Okay, that was pretty fun. I hope you enjoyed it. Jeannie and I had fun preparing that video 10 years ago. I think I've lost a little bit of weight since then, and I have lost a little bit of hair as well. Not that I had that much back then. Anyhow, the next 3 videos that we're going to put up, or thereabouts, there are 3 more videos coming. And we're still working on the airport windows, so eventually we'll show you all about those too. So we'll see you next time. Bye.